Hey, y'all. As you can see, we're not in our regular venue.
No.
We're at the Marriott Marquis. And yes, it is really freaking late or really freaking early, depending on how you look at it.
It's 12:28 a.m.
Uh-huh.
You're right. It's either very late or very early. But it's been her birthday.
Yay! Yay! So, thank you for all of you who came by and said hi. Yes, I was wearing a tiara earlier. And, you know, said happy birthday. I really appreciate it. It was a glorious, glorious birthday.
Good.
Yeah, I had a really good
Show
day.
me what you got.
So, Mom, actually, so
Why don't we say who we are?
Yeah. As we said, it's really, really late or really, really early. This is Knitting in Our Jeans.
Yes.
And I'm Lizz on Instagram and Ravelry. I am Toolizzforyou, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm Carolyn. I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and I'm the one who posts on Knitting on Our Jeans
Most
-C.
Yeah, and most frequently.
Yes. And a lot of you have been liking my pictures today, so thank you very much. We've been busy. So it was her birthday, and Mom got her something.
Mom did get me something. Mom got me the Shelly Can giant tote with the pin ability. And I have already started putting pins on it. 2 pins I got this weekend. One, this is the Forever Sweater Weather pin from Katrinkles with in partnership with Shelly Can. And this is Gigi Made It. Because I saw her on Friday and I was like, I do not have fast enough fingers to get it online. Maya has a Gigi. So I bought a Gigi from Gigi. And it makes me really happy to have one now. And then I also got, obviously I bought the pins, Mom bought me the bag, but I also, from Katrinkles, got the 2019 VKL stitch markers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I also got these little tags that she does. Oh, crud, it was in here. Oh, there it is. It fell out. It's very tiny. It's a little tag with a heart on it to put in. I put it in my epaulette sweater because until I put it on, I typically don't remember which is the front and which is the back. So now denotes the back. And I think I'm also going to put it in my Mount Pleasant because that tends to, it has a front and a back now that I've worn it multiple times. But sometimes it's hard to tell without having a little...
Especially early in the morning when you're getting ready for work.
Yeah. So I got 2 of those. One is already in a sweater, as I said. But yeah, that is all I have purchased as of now.
Well, that's impressive.
I know.
I've gotten into a lot more trouble than that.
Yeah, a few sweaters might be coming home.
Sweaters quantity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, I finished my Lady Yak, and we posted it. And yes, the collar is a different color. There's a reason for that. I ran out of yarn. I managed to get the sleeves to just the right length, which was 1 inch longer than the pattern called for, but it fits my arms. And then we went through stash, and I held double, a darker gray and a darker pink, than is the Long Island Yarn and Farm.
Well done.
That was the Christy Glass color last year. So I have shown it to Christy. She seems to be very happy. I went down to the Long Island Yarn and Farm and showed them. That's Tabitha. And so she seemed to be very happy. She said she hadn't seen any of the larger projects. So I'm not sure
if anyone else did a larger project.
Right. You know, this took 11 skeins. And it's 100 yards per skein. So 1,100 yards of, I think it's worsted weight.
Yeah, something like that.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
But I got it finished in time. Okay. And I really do like the contrast collar. Mm-hmm. So I'm really quite pleased with that.
And speaking of things we finished, I wore my fitted dress, well, fitted bodice, as just the bodice today. And I think I may keep it that way. I really like it as a sweater. The dress is gorgeous. Christy wore it for the runway, Readers on the Runway. and it's gorgeous. But I don't think I will wear it as much in a dress as I will in just the top, the sweater. I did wear it to class today, and the only thing that was cold were my fingertips. So it's glorious. I really love it, and I loved wearing it. Like, it felt really good on. It's a wonderfully written pattern. It's so genius, the construction. So I did not get to meet Brandy today, which I was like kind of sad about, because I want to just be like, you're a genius. I don't know how your brain works like this, but it's magical. So I wore this today for my birthday. And then, just so you know what I wore my slide yesterday.
I don't even remember what I wore yesterday. Oh, well.
Yesterday you wore your pattern.
The one I wore at the Willowdale Bridge.
And then I'm to the Subway Storm and to Knit Night that we just came home from. I wore my Roza pullover.
Very good.
Yep.
And I'm working right now on my Taupo. It is very close. I'm finishing this row, and then I start the armhole decreases.
Very nice.
So I have done that much. And after you finish the armhole decreases, then it's a 3-needle bind off, and this side will be done. So that's really moving along quite nicely. Yes, quite pleased.
I'm knitting on my Skew socks, and this is what we've been doing when we're not in classes or in the marketplace.
Or eating.
Or eating, yes. So let's, I guess, start with what we did yesterday. Or do we want to start with Thursday?
Thursday.
So Thursday, we met up after work.
Yes.
And then
I drove in.
Mom drove in, and I met her here, and we checked in. And then we went downtown to the Bobble Knit Club? Bobble Club.
The Bobble Club.
And we went to
fun.
a panel. It was a panel discussion between Yakigini Yarns, Loopy Mango, and Asylum Fibers.
I don't know that I'd ever met Loopy Mango before. She was very nice.
She was lovely. And Yakigini is like one of my new favorite people on this planet. She's hilarious and just so like, yeah, that's how I am. And I'm like, yeah, I love it.
Yes, great sense of humor.
Great sense of humor.
And apparently a very supportive husband.
Yes, yes. So that was a lot of fun. We then had Chipotle dinner, which was great.
Delicious.
And then came back and just hung out here.
No, you made
I went and helped Stephanie with her booth downstairs. I built the 2 bookshelves you've seen. If you saw her Instagram story that night, yeah, I was that excited. I love building, like, furniture. I really do.
Thank God she's a civil engineer. She managed to find the right major.
I really love it. It's a lot of fun. It's, like, kind of like stockinette, like endless stockinette sweater, like body sweater stuff. So, yeah, I love it.
It's potato chippy.
It's so potato chippy. She was so funny. I got the second one done, and I was like, and she was like, I think we only need 2. I was like, oh, okay. What's next?
The booth is really well set up, and it's got these bright lights and like a blood pool.
It's great.
It's very much a takeoff on her yarn dance, ball dance. Yes.
She really leaned into her theme. It was good.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes. And there's some skeins of yarn down there that if they're not sold by tomorrow, I'm claiming. So I have been making a collection of dark neutrals. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. So that was Thursday night. And then Friday night, or Friday day, oh my goodness. We got up, we went down to breakfast.
Yes.
And then we had knitting at the concierge lounge.
Yes.
And then
you got a gluten-free bagel.
I did, with some sausages. And you had hard-boiled egg whites and...
What?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Oh, sausage?
And,
no.
No.
Yes, patties.
And
Patty sausage. And orange juice. And I don't remember.
Well, it was
what
great.
Else. It was good.
So then we went to Knitting with Linen with Nora Gagan. Or Norgon. I don't know why in my head that's...
Gagan?
Gagan. I don't know. Norgon.
Mm-hmm.
She's lovely.
Very.
A wonderful teacher. Like,
yes.
a wonderful teacher. She obviously taught us about knitting with linen and how it was very funny. The nugget I'm taking away from it was, don't try and knit it like wool. You cannot control it like you can control wool. It will do
what it
wants to do, whatever you try to do. I'm like, oh, okay.
Very interesting. And I don't really care for linen straight off the skein because it's very stiff. So I said, well, what about if we wash it before we start to knit it? So you take it in the hank and baptize that and let that loosen for a while and bring it out, squish it dry, and then let it dry, and then you can go back
or
and
even
start
put
to
it
knit.
through the washer and dryer
in a
baggie.
hosiery bag.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And there was something else. Oh, and you hand wind this into a ball and then knit from the outside in, because if you do a center pull ball, you're going to create knots.
Yeah.
So those are great. Now, I have tried to wind linen using a ball winder, and I can tell you that when I tried to do this 2 years ago, I was doing it, I was winding really well, and all of a sudden it shot off the ball winder, hit me in the head, and then rolled across the room. And then every time I tried to go and collect it and do it again, it shot off even faster. So I'm here to tell you that hand winding the linen is the best idea. And I'm really looking forward to giving it a baptism and soaking it to see what it's like, just loosening it a little, because you know that once you start washing linen, it loosens and it loosens and it loosens, and it becomes wonderful. But when it's freshly in the hank, it's pretty stiff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
then we had lunch.
Well, so we did do some samples in the class.
Yes.
Of some stitch patterns. So that's like a dropped, like a ladder.
Double drop stitch.
Double drop stitch, if I can get it to, there we go. And then she had this great sweater or top that had a perpendicular knit section that you picked up, and so this was the swatch for it. I haven't finished it yet. So, yeah, I really loved that sweater. So that might be something that I make with some of the linen that I have in stash. And then, yes, and then we did
lunch
in the lecture. We went to
Yes.
the Zandy Peters designing or sketching.
That was interesting.
That was lovely.
Colored pencils, do them in highlighter colors so that it's easy to see what the colors are, but you can see your sketch underneath. So that was well worthwhile.
Yeah.
We saw a friend that we've seen at a lot of these knitting conferences, Debbie. So, hi, Debbie. And then we went to the afternoon class. The afternoon class was brioche with Nancy Marchant.
Yes,
Now,
one color brioche.
I have at least one of her books, maybe two. And I can tell you that by reading the book, I could do brioche for about 15, 20 minutes. Then I get confused. So we thought, well, if we can get the class with Nancy here,
might as well do it.
Might as well do it. It's the best shot at really understanding brioche. She's amazing.
She is.
Just amazing. Very down to earth. Very like, well, if that's the way you're going to do it that way. And I got it. I got the brioche knit, brioche purl, brioche decrease, brioche increase, brioche stripes. Yes.
It's our swatch.
I don't know what I've done with my swatches.
I don't know either. But yeah, it was great. And it was she essentially just said, yes, it looks wrong. No, it's right. You're good to go. And I was like, this is brilliant. Just brilliant. Yes, I'm sleepy. So yeah, I'm very excited for this new technique because I'm just like, it's so smushy and like I just want to keep squishing it. So yeah. But yeah, so that was Friday afternoon.
Yes.
And then we went down to the
You went. No, we had dinner.
the marketplace.
Yes, we went to the marketplace. It opened at 5,
Mm-hmm.
right after class.
Yeah.
Actually, our class got done a little early.
Yeah.
Or we had done with class a little early. We were
Yeah.
actually doing pretty well. So we went up to the room, put everything away. Then we went down to the marketplace.
Yeah.
Covered both floors 5 and 6. Made a note of who had what.
Yep.
I got my yarn from my yak.
Yes, she did.
So,
And that's when I got the pins from Katrinkles and the stitch markers and stuff. And when we got the Shelly Cam bag, and Mom was like, you should just get it, like, I'll get it for you now because we don't want another otter bag situation. You know, if you all remember last year, I really wanted the otter bag that we saw, which, yes, there are more of this, like, the same people are here this year.
oh, are there?
Yes, because Tanya saw the otter bag and was like, Liz, and I was like, I already own it.
So here's the my yak that I've got.
Mhm.
I've got six of this color and 5 of this color, which means I have 1,400 yards.
Nice.
So I have enough for a sweater,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited. It's soft.
It
gonna be
is. It's
warm.
really, really
And yes,
glorious.
it kind of goes with what I have on. So this is going to be a sweater.
Yeah. But yeah, Mom got me the bag on Friday because she was like, we don't need another situation where you don't get the bag because
No
it's
situations.
because it's not there when you go back.
So then,
Oh yes, and then we found Molly Girl again, and we got the Tits Out Collective
yes,
yarn.
that I lost at India Untangled, and yes, it is just that vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy about that. This is the Noragon bag
Yeah.
that I'm stashing everything in. And you're right, I don't need any more yarn. You're right. I don't need any more yarn. But what I needed was some dark neutrals. If you remember, I got some light neutrals at India Untangled. So this one I've been focusing on the darker neutrals. So this is Little Fox hand-dyed yarn. This is Vixen, which is superwash merino and 80% merino and 20% silk. So I have 3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's the other one? Here.
Right there.
So I have 3 of those, dark gray.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a theme, you'll see.
Yes.
And then this is my Yakagani yarn.
Yes.
Yes. There's another one here. This one. Look. He is so cute.
I love it.
So cute. And this is Woolly Yak. This is hand-dyed 3-ply fingering weight yarn. It's 20% yak, 70% merino, and 10% nylon. And I can't wait to see what I do with that. And
It's going to be great.
that's going to be great. It's going to be warm. I love this. This is incredibly warm. The classrooms are a little chilly.
They are. But
So
they
it's
always
nice
are. So, like,
that-
we're used to it.
And then this is Neighborhood that I got. This is Upton, which I have
Is
made.
it on rustic?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have made
Socks.
out of this before. It is 475 yards
Yep.
of superwash merino.
Mm-hmm.
And I got her last 3 that she had there today. But for 475, that makes 1,300 yards, roughly. So this and one of those singles that I got from the D-Stash
Yeah.
will make a lovely sweater. So this will be a nice point counterpoint. So that is what I bought so far. Now, Asylum Yarn has some Asylum Fibers has some
Vacant Stare.
Vacant Stare that it's on fingering, it's on DK, it's on sparkle fingering, it's on sparkle DK, and I think I need to have it. So
On all of those.
on all of those, you know, you just can't have enough neutral. And yes, I'm putting things off to the side. And the
crinkling is
that's my ice bag.
Yeah.
For my knee. Yeah, it's still giving me a problem. We figured out that I sprained it on the boat, so I'm trying to get over the sprain while still walking, which is obviously not optimal. And so every 10 minutes, I'm either taking off ice or putting ice on. And then, so today, we didn't do the same
Different
classes.
Yeah.
Right. So what did you do?
So I spent the morning, so Friday night, I actually went to karaoke with a live piano backing.
Right.
With
I didn't
some
go.
friends. That was awesome and a great way to start my birthday because we were there till about 1. But that was really
Yeah, I had a
really
message
awesome.
on my phone in the morning. I'm on my way back. 1:07 a.m. I'm going, I was asleep.
Well,
I left lights on.
you did. And I had said that I would let you know when I'm on my way.
Yes. I had no idea.
No. She was out like a light.
Cold.
Done.
Mhm.
So that was awesome. And then Saturday morning, I went and this morning, I did the Subway Storm with Christy Glassnit's Dominator and everyone else. So Creative Cece was there, and Gigi Made It was there. Lisa from Indie Untangled was there. I think I saw Hooks and Coffee there. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't remember your real name. I'm really sorry about that. I'm looking it up on Instagram right now. And I met one of you, and I'm totally blanking on your name because I hadn't had tea yet. I hadn't had caffeine yet this morning. But you and I spoke about Mom and her knee, and thank you very much. It was great talking to you.
So I had a class. So I started my marathon with Catherine Lowe this morning. And
Jessie, I saw you, and
right,
then
you had a picture taken with her, didn't you? This evening?
Jessie. Well, I don't think
No?
think she was there this evening. No, I don't think so.
So I was at Catherine Lowe,
Mm-hmm.
learning about from sketching to the sample,
Ooh.
and I'm going again tomorrow. And it should be a little bit more. She said a little bit more detail. We're going to learn about shoulders and sleeves. So some things that I've had some real questions about. Learned about slopers today, and if I can figure out how to get a vector design from Illustrator into either Excel or Numbers, we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we figured out how to do stitch counts, which can then help us do grading of patterns. And I found that I have a design aesthetic. Who knew?
Oh my goodness.
So I've got this as a new design that I'm working on. This will be a DK sweater. And then she asked us to think of a designer and to think that we liked and to think of 3 things that epitomized that designer. So I picked Schiaparelli.
Okay.
And I said it's fitted. There's waist shaping. And it's feminine. And I think that that's my design aesthetic. Now, I'm sure there will be other things I make. In my head, I've got the idea for a double neck Christmas stocking, because that way you've got a stocking that'll stretch like crazy. Your kids will love it. There's my Nevertheless scarf, which I wouldn't say is necessarily fits that other design aesthetic, but it fits kind of my personality. So the class has been really good. I think Catherine is a good teacher, and I think that she talked about some design tools, so that was very helpful. And I think it's something that needs to be taken paired with the class I'm taking tomorrow. So I think the two of them will be really good back to back to back. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, and Leslie, it was awesome talking to you too. And Roz Knits. It was great seeing you at the subway storm and also later in the day.
Yes.
Today. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everyone that I met today, but I met so many people, and so many people that I now know names or at least Instagram handles
Cindy
for.
Chen in my class,
yes,
who said that she follows us, and we had a picture taken. So that was very nice. I enjoyed that.
Good. And then, so we did the subway storm, and then I had second breakfast with Lisa from Mindy Untangled, and then Cassie, my best friend from high school, came, or not even since before high school, middle school, came in and spent kind of the midday with me. And we went around the marketplace, and she just started knitting since we went to Montreal. And she ended up, I wasn't with her, so I went and I introduced her around to the different, dyers and booths that I know or that I'm, a fan of. And then she took note of what she liked.
Yes, tired.
And then decided that she was going to think on it while we then had lunch with Mom and our friend Rachel. And then was going to go back and probably make purchases while I was in class. I was like, sure, I'm not pressuring you.
Plan.
You do, you
do you.
And so I actually got a text message from her while she was shopping, and she ended up with a skein of Magpie Swanky DK, which is their MCN DK base in, I want to say goldenrod. Let me check the tape. No, Stars and Stones. And it's beautiful. It's a yellow with some cream. And it's very lovely, very her. And she also came home with a skein of Yakagani Mon sock in
that's pretty.
Romanian Longhorn. And it's gorgeous. So she says she wants to make socks with the DK and possibly a cowl or another hat, a fingering weight hat with the sock yarn. And apparently she also got some stitch markers. So I'm super excited to see what she got when I see her probably in about a month or so. So that was my morning. And then I had class. I had 2-color brioche with Nancy Marchand. And it was awesome. I feel so much more confident. I feel like I can take on all of the brioche patterns.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
And I actually have my little swatch here. That's the back side.
Oh, wow.
And that's the front side.
Wow.
Yeah. I did a thing, which is awesome.
Good.
Yeah. So that was exciting.
Anything. Well, I did some of this while I was in class.
So then we met up and we went and hung out at the special events stage.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, with Roz Knits and a few other people. Her friend Amanda was there, and we met up with Ashby there, and it was just great. We watched the Lion Brand show, and then was the main event. The Readers on the Runway. And that was so good. Christy was the MC. Shamika was in it. One of the other women from our local yarn shop, Knit, was in it.
Yes.
And there were some amazing pieces.
Oh, this little girl was also modeling what her mom had made for her. That was so sweet.
That was so sweet.
There were some tunics that were gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
there was that welted coat.
welted coat, but I think they're free patterns.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about, no, the Lion brand were free.
Yes.
Right. We're confusing the Lion brand show with the Readers on the Runway show.
Right.
Sorry. So Lion brand, everything from that show, those patterns were free. So that's super exciting. But the Readers on the Runway was amazing. There was this beautiful welted coat. There were some beautiful colorwork sweaters.
That suit jacket.
That suit jacket was amazing. There were one or two stoles or wraps.
Mm-hmm.
It
was
just
the poncho. Remember that
the
black
poncho? Yes.
The woman who modeled that rocked it.
Yeah, it was an amazing show.
And Shamika was in it.
Yes, Shamika had her 2 colors shawl, and it was amazing.
It was great. Yes,
it was just it was so good. So then we gathered up and had dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Then we met up at the Ashby, and we went to knit night tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that was super fun. Got to hang out with a bunch of our friends.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, at Bureaucracy. It was super fun. Got to hang out with a bunch of our friends.
I got to meet some I hadn't met before.
Yeah. And so that was great. Danny, Gemma Darlings, I was like, I know we'd met before, but I also was like, I don't know if you, know who I am. And she's like, no, I know who you are. What are you talking about? And it was really cute because Mom was like, is that who I think it is? I was like, yes, that's Danny. And she goes, and I was like, Danny, meet Mom. Mom, meet Danny. And then it was like best friends from there on.
We had a good time.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful evening. That's also why
I met Mr. Hugs.
You did meet Mr. Hugs. I had met him earlier at the Subway Storm, and he has on this amazing white cabled sweater.
Oh my goodness, with all kinds of Celtic knots in it.
It's amazing. So my senior project manager has a sweater that's in gray that has about as many cables as that sweater does. But my senior project manager's is commercially knit, and the cables are just laid one on top of another, and it royally pisses me off.
And these, of course, are intertwined
intertwined.
Like this.
And I couldn't understand why I was so drawn to this sweater until I was like, oh, because it reminds me of the one I hate done right.
Yes.
And I told him that, and he laughed, and I was just like, it's glorious and absolutely amazing, and just it's cables down the arm. The design should be coming out soon.
Yes, that's what he said.
But it's just phenomenal. Yeah, and it was a great time. Gigi and Shelby were there, and I got to talk to Shelby. I really, really enjoyed their mother-daughter dynamic. Because it feels so similar. There's a level of mutual respect there that I really identify with as another mother-daughter team. So it was wonderful to talk to Shelby and to see everyone else. But yeah, that was awesome. And yeah, I'm trying to tell myself that I don't need
what don't you
yarn. Trying to tell myself I don't need yarn. But Magpie has her cotton silk merino base, or it's only 50% merino, which might be coming home. And Plucky has their Yakpaca, which is a DK weight alpaca blend.
Lost count.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And
you said they didn't have any Cormo in dark?
No, I couldn't get to that.
Couldn't get to it. Maybe
tomorrow.
Maybe
tomorrow.
I've never knit with Cormo. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, and there's a few others that have some alpaca that, or non-sheep that I'm really intrigued by. And then of course there's the fact that Caitlin Hunter decided to release the new Sturgill pattern from Primrose, or, that she did in conjunction with Primrose Yarns, I am trying to be strong. I'm trying to be strong because I'm really tempted to get that Magpie in the dark gray as the main color, and then get the Ritual Dyes Aquarius colorway as one of the coordinating colors, and then find like 2 more places, maybe Yakini and maybe Lady Di for the other 2 coordinating colors, and make it just, a VKL sweater.
Ooh, well, that's certainly something.
I know, it's an option. It's an option. So we'll see what happens.
Yes, we'll keep tuned.
Yeah, tomorrow morning I have a class. Oh my gosh. I have Advanced Tips and Tricks, Taking It to the Next Level with Josh Bennett. And I have homework that I didn't do. And I'm just not going to get done.
What are you supposed to do?
I'm sorry. Cast on 32 stitches and work in stockinette stitch for 32 rows.
Ooh, well, maybe at breakfast.
Maybe. It says also a solid worsted weight yarn.
I have some.
Oh, good, because I was like, yeah, guess what? I didn't bring solids.
I have a solid.
Yay.
I have yellow and I have red.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, we're good. We actually can do this.
Yeah. But yeah.
And I'm back to Catherine Lowe tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I really can't wait to find out what's next. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. I don't think we have
We've
much
met
else.
a few people other than the ones we've named that apparently watch us, which is fun.
Thank you.
Really fun. Thank you. So if you see us, come up and say hi.
Yeah.
That'd be great. And I think that's about it
I
because
think
we're
that's
both
about it
falling
for
asleep.
tonight. Yeah.
It's now 1:04, so it's time to go to bed.
Time to go to bed. Hopefully, if you're here, we'll see you tomorrow.
That's right. Bye.
Bye.